Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode, and what I think is going to be the final episode of Sprout. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I am having a pretty great day. And as I said, I think this is going to be the last episode of Sprout. I am going to have a new modded series starting in roughly a week or so. I don't know the exact date yet, but it's going to be in about a week, and it's going to be with a bunch of the Hermitcraft guys. We're going to, well, guys and gals. A bunch of us are going to be playing a mod pack together, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy it as well. But unfortunately, that means that I need to bring Sprout to a close because I need that open slot in my video schedule. And I have a couple things that I want to kind of get out of the way, you know, not involving videos per se. I don't know. I have some things that I want to have time for between now and the time that the new modded series starts. I want to work a little bit on the mod pack that I'm working on. I want to do some other things, etc. So before we get into today's episode, this is going to be the last episode of Sprout. Also, you will find a world download for this world in the description. I'm in version 0.10.0 of Sprout, which I believe is the latest release version, or the latest version on the Twitch app / Curse Launcher, whatever you want to refer to it as. So if you want to check out the world that we're in for yourself, look at all the stuff that we built and things like that, you are welcome to do so. So what I want to do is just kind of recap some things that we've done in this series. I want to kind of look at the things that we've built and the things that we've done, and just kind of have a trip down memory lane, so to speak. So when we started the series, and I also have to say, before I forget, I have greatly enjoyed Sprout. I think this is a fantastic mod pack. It is still being developed, so things are still being added and changed, and I think it's going to be one of those mod packs that we look back at and say that was one of the really good ones, one of the mod packs that really kind of stood out. I think that there's so many cool things with Sprout that just there's so much here, and we honestly we kind of scratched the surface. So like this series could go on forever, but I think it's time to draw it to a close. We're at 45 episodes. We've spent plenty of time here. We've done tons of things. We've looked at lots of different stuff and played around with a lot of different mods, and frankly, I just need to make room for something new. So this is going to be the last episode. But anyway, when we started out our series, we found a village, and I want to say it was like way over here. Like spawn in this world is like right around here somewhere, I think. And eventually we came, it was this village. We came to this village right here, and we just kind of set up some temporary housing and did some things and stuff like that. We were there for a few episodes, set up some basic food gathering stuff. We did a little bit of Ars Magica. That was a lot of fun. That was a mod that I haven't played around with since 1.7. 1.7.10, so I was very happy to have Ars Magica around again, and we kind of dabbled with that throughout the whole series. We found some dragons. We tamed a dragon. I still have my super awesome dragon in here, I believe. I don't remember if we did this early in this. Yeah, we did this before we could fly. So we have this super amazing fire dragon that we bred from an egg. We bred him as a hatchling and used him to fly around for a little while before I actually got an angel ring. We did a lot of exploring and a lot of looking around for different structures. There's so many structures in this world, and we did a lot of quests with the custom quest line and the custom NPCs that are in the pack and stuff like that. We did a ton of that type of stuff. Eventually, we moved over to here. We found this manor. And this manor was very, well, it wasn't even a manor. It was a kind of a dilapidated Japanese castle, sort of. When we found it with some of the same materials and some different materials. There wasn't any dark oak, really. It was pretty much all like clay. And then the stone brick is mostly unchanged. And we decided to kind of transform it into this sort of Tudor-esque manor, and I really like the way that this turned out. I think this is actually a very cool build. Makes use of some of the modded blocks, and I really like it. The walls and the towers and the different shapes and bits of the roof that are jutting out in different directions and stuff. It really brings it all together, and I think this turned out as a very cool build that I really like. We didn't really do a whole lot as far as interior stuff. We did some technical stuff down here. We set up an endergenic generator, I should say, for our power source, set up some basic machines and things like that, built a basic mob farm using cursed earth and some of those types of things. But we didn't really do that much technical stuff in this mod pack. We didn't build a quarry. We didn't get into applied energistics or refined storage, although to be fair, this mod pack doesn't actually have applied energistics or refined storage, so it would have been kind of impossible to do that. But we didn't really do a lot of the things that we often do in our modded series, and I think that's a good thing. We did some decorating up here using some of the different blocks, bibliocraft. We did a little bit with cyberware, not as much as I probably should have, but we did a little bit. We kind of dabbled in cyberware. We did some stuff with RF tools. We did all sorts of cool stuff in this series. As far as the different machines in our base, did some Ars Magica, made some spells, custom spells and things like that. We did a little bit of extra utilities. There was just so many things that we played around with. Didn't touch Botania this time. We didn't really touch immersive engineering this time. We did a little bit with actually additions, but not a whole lot. But there was just so many different things. There's the cool thing about this pack is that there's so many things to do and see, and I think this is a perfect example of this is the ideal role play pack, right? This would be a perfect pack to do a role play series on. Now, I'm not really a big role player much myself, so that's not really my cup of tea, but if I was, I could do so many cool things from a role play perspective with this pack, just because there's so many things here. And so many things that it allows you to do. Let's sleep real quick since it's about to be night, and then we'll go and look at some of the cool custom buildings and structures and things like that. And I'll drink a little bit of my tea because it's a chilly day here where I live. So we got the warpstone. We found tons and tons of different things here. We've got monasteries, right? And monasteries are... Oh boy, a little bit of lag there. That's fine. Monasteries. We got custom structures like this all over the place that were added to the back. I didn't build any of these. These are just amazing things. And there's monks, and then there's these potions and things. We could have stolen some of these potions probably. That's the wrong button. There we go. Speed 3, instant health 2. We got condensed potions, jump potions, water breathing potions. There's all these potions here we could have taken. We didn't, because I'm not a thief. I don't steal from the poor monks who live in this monastery. But just the level of detail and care that has been put into this pack is just very impressive to me. I've had a lot of fun just going around the world and discovering things and finding things that you wouldn't find normally in just a vanilla experience, or for that matter, even in a modded experience. As someone who makes mod packs, there's been so many things in this mod pack that I've come across and just thought to myself, how in the world did he do this? How did the Phoenix Lodge, the guy who created this mod pack, how did he do this? I've had that thought to myself on many occasions as I've spent more and more time with this mod pack, and I think digging into some of the scripts and the config options and things like that, which to many people would not necessarily be entertaining and interesting, but I think examining those for myself is going to make me a better mod pack maker, because it's going to allow me to look at those things and go, oh, I can do things that I didn't even know were possible, and that's really something that you don't see very often in mod packs. Very often you see a mod pack, it's a collection of mods, maybe there's some quests added, and that's pretty much it, and what makes that mod pack unique is the theme or the types of mods that are in the pack or the type of mods that aren't in the pack. Very rarely is it the world building and the quests and the story and all these things put together. Very rarely do you see that in a mod pack, and I think it's a very cool thing, and it's something that really sets Sprout apart from other mod packs that are available. So I've had an absolute blast playing Sprout for sure, and you know it's not without its flaws. Don't get me wrong. There are certain things about the pack that I struggle with, you know, computer-wise. Even my computer sometimes struggles to run this pack. Like, you know, right here, the world is having trouble loading. And keep in mind, I have my PC is like a professional business gaming computer. I'm not running on like a $500 HP that my parents bought for me from Walmart for Christmas, right? I run on a GTX 980, a i7-4790K. This whole thing is running off an SSD. You know, my computer is above the level of what your average player will have. So if my computer struggles to run a mod pack like Sprout, that bodes very poorly for people who are using a computer that was purchased for them for their parents for Christmas, or that's a hand-me-down, or that was just, you know, what they could afford when they went to college or whatever. So, you know, that's something to bear in mind. The pack is not without its flaws, but it is still being developed. It is still being worked on, and I really don't have a whole lot of bad stuff to say about it, other than the fact that PC performance has been kind of an issue, even for me. I haven't had it as bad as some people, but you know, just right here, you can see the world is struggling to load. Or I'll get the lag spike of doom, you know, which we're all familiar with in modded, although that's more of a modded thing than a Sprout thing. Every now and again, you get the lag spike of doom when the game saves. It is what it is. But there's just so many things here, and I've had so much fun with Sprout, and I've enjoyed it immensely, and, you know, maybe someday I'll return to it. Maybe after it gets updated a bunch of times and it gets farther along in its development cycle, maybe I'll come back to it someday, or maybe I'll play it on a stream or something. I don't really know. But for now, I think it's time to kind of draw our Sprout series to an end and bring it to a close. We've had fun with it. We've enjoyed it. It's been an adventure, and it's been a great adventure, and it's been a lot of fun. And I'm sure that there are some of you who will be sorry to see it go, but, you know, there is a limit to how much content I'm able to put out in a day. I'm already probably past the limit of the amount of content that I should be putting out in a day between my main channel and my second channel. And I can't add an additional series on top of the ones that I already have. So I think it's time. It's time. All good things must come to an end at some point. And I think this is a situation where we've kind of run our course with Sprout. We've had fun with it. And sometimes it's better to end on a high note than it is to let something drag on forever and ever, just because someone is interested in watching it, or just because you feel like you're obligated to keep playing it or something like that. I think it's better to end things when you're having fun than it is to drag it on unnecessarily just for the sake of continuing. And more importantly, as I said, I've got a new mod pack, a new modded series starting within about a week or so, roughly a week, I'm going to say. I don't know exactly when we're going to be releasing the first episodes. We have decided, I believe, when we're going to be recording the first episode, so it'll come out a couple days after that. So in roughly a week, give or take, the new modded series will be starting, and I think you guys are going to greatly enjoy that one. And that's going to be with a bunch of my friends from the Hermitcraft server and all that kind of good stuff. So I think I am going to end this episode right here. I know it's a little bit of a shorter video. I know we really didn't accomplish anything in this video, but I didn't want to just stop making Sprout videos without explaining why. I wanted to bring the series to an actual close and let you guys know that we're done with Sprout for now. So, guys, if you've enjoyed Sprout, if you've enjoyed this video, and if you're looking forward to more modded content, you know what to do. There's links in the description below, so check those out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.